How to Create a Glitch, Monologues, Season 3, Chapter 5. This is the fifth episode of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues, Season 3. In this episode I'm going to be diving into a new topic, namely the value and importance of this methodology and theory for mastering how to create a glitch. In summary, there are two paths that one can take towards enlightenment or the recognition that reality is fabricated. In the first, one seeks to act on every impulse, to experience as much of reality and the self as one can feasibly do. In this methodology, the broadening of experience acts as a filter of attachment. Namely, this path, the path of hedonism, leads one toward the inescapable conclusion that everything is interchangeable and limits the ability of the self to form attachments. This is the path of affirmation. It is the path of yes. In this path, one gradually works toward the separation of the mind from its attachments. The flesh is lost like a husk of a seed. In the second path, the path of negation, one gradually defines oneself by that which one excludes from one's experience, whether consciously or unconsciously. In this path, one mind is used as a filter to eliminate ideas and concepts from the mind, transforming the mind into a medium by which experiences are excluded from one's path. These two paths do not, however, lead to the same place. The theory underlying this podcast is thus important for its ability to act as a filter of experience. By systematizing the author's experiences and synthesizing them into a narrowly tailored description of a certain subset of those experiences, the author is pairing from his mind through negation. For example, you'll notice that this author does not explicitly include gender in the systemization. As a result, the theory which results negates experiences that explicitly affirm gender roles. This is just one example. But if you imagine that all the concepts which are explicitly excluded from theory are negated in the experience of the author, you can see that so too will be experiences which center on those concepts explicitly. Now, this is consistent with the fact that we exist in a consensual reality. For each exclusion, whether intentional or unconscious, is a negation, a no, to a particular class of experiences. Thus, the development of theory which systemizes experience refines the filter of one's consciousness, thereby frustrating the exploration of a broader array of experiences. Likewise, access to a broader array of experiences releases attachments. In time, through experience, all material attachments become interchangeable. Thus, the path of negation limits one's ability to achieve an attachment-free existence, if that is the goal of the actor. Each path is a pathway to a particular set of experiences. Namely, the loss of attachment leads to the irrelevance of the flesh, which leads to the experience of multiplicity, body switching, and all consciousness is one. The narrowing of experience leads to what the existentialists call authenticity, that is the definitive formation of directed experience which defies challenge. Now the goal of this methodology is the development of a way of thinking that may permit one to create glitches. But it is not merely enough to listen to these podcasts or read the books. What is required is the starting of a process of development of your own personal praxis, your own personal theory or systemization of your experience. In order to find that praxis, you will have to dig through your experiences, find the bizarre, the inexplicable, the confusing, the disordered, and analyze those experiences until you are blue in the face. And find commonalities. Once you have found these commonalities, reduce the behaviors which coincided with those experiences to their most basic components, and replicate them. In this way, your own personal praxis can lead you to the development of your own theory of glitching, with all the concomitant methodologies which reflect its inception. This is the essential point of the podcast, the tree of life, to give the listener the ability to develop one's filter of experience. So, what are the implications of the aforementioned ideas? How is it that different mystical traditions produce different mystical experiences? Easy. Every philosophy, ideology, religion, is a filter of experience, which, once sharpened, can filter out or filter in a certain kind of unique perceptual experience. Develop an ideology, systemization of your experiences by negation, and develop the power to induce particular kinds of experiences. Now, the reverse is also true. By inducing particular kinds of experiences, you may cause the development of or systemization of a set of experiences in others, producing the foundation for a new and entirely distinct cultural arrangement. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.